What's going on, Blue Devil fans, and welcome into the studio because we have a show today packed with practice reports, season previews, hockey interviews, and a lot more. So get set because the LTU Sports Report starts right now. Hello everyone, welcome to LTU Sports Report. Thanks for stopping in today. I'm your host, Dylan Morello. This show is presented by Lawrence Technological University, and we are sponsored by Henry Ford Sports Medicine. So after a tough last season, the women's volleyball team was back on the court looking to improve in this year's first practice report and season preview.
Really exciting, especially coming out of last season with COVID and everything. Everyone coming back onto campus and being able to not wear masks for a little bit and actually hang out in larger groups is really exciting for us.
Yeah, so we are doing a really good job of bringing in great younger kids. So we may potentially start 4 freshmen this year just because they're so good coming in. And then again, we've been so good for so long, having that dip after we graduated the 2019 kids. There's a natural progression where you have to rebuild. So hopefully we're coming out of that this year.
We're really focusing on improving on how we did last year. So especially having a younger team, we're looking to play as a team and work on our team dynamic this season.
I think playing for each other is one of those things that we've got to make sure happens more often. And then attention to details. We're not going to be the biggest team, so we have to be one of the faster teams and one that pays attention to the details.
It's very exciting going right into conference play for us. We do have a little bit of our preseason in August, so having that time to practice and get our 2-a-days in, and then going straight into conference play in September is really exciting. We're looking forward to getting right into it.
We've had 3 scrimmages so far, and we'll have a 4th one this weekend, and I wanted to keep it low-key. You don't want to put a ton of pressure on the freshmen all at once to play in a tournament, multiple events in that day, just because we're not ready for that yet. So we're easing them into it a little bit by doing some scrimmages and making sure that they feel more confident so we can hit the WAC season running.
The LTU football squad always brings the buzz around campus, but before the tailgates commence, let's take a look at this year's season preview.
The guys got back together for us to A, get together without masks on, B, be able to be inside in a room together. Back in the spring, we had our first team meeting in the stadium in the bleachers. It was about 20 degrees and snowy, so it was horrible. So this fall's connection was very good. And when we put the pads on, began to popping pads and doing the things as we say real football. And that's when football gets real. Then we also got an opportunity to evaluate what guys can do what, who can do what rather.
After you know you can't slice and make it, get the outside pads so we can get around it and go score.
So we've had 3 controlled practices with referees, 2 having scrimmage elements to it, and they were great. My goal personally was to get our young man to kind of learn how to play football the right way in that controlled environment with, the potential flags and whistles, things of that nature. So that was great from a football IQ standpoint for the entire program. Things I noticed from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2, we cleaned up a lot of things. We're really big on not having unforced errors. We don't want to shoot ourselves in our own foot like that. So we wanted to clean those things up. So from lining up in the neutral zone or jumping off sides, things of that nature. I think we did a great job between our scrimmage on the 15th and then wrapping on the 21st. We've been very intentional this fall training camp for building team camaraderie and bonding. I think probably the highlight of it was our volleyball tournament we had the other day, which was a ton of fun over at downtown Southfield. And we had family scavenger hunt. We've had kind of game nights where we've done things, playing giant-sized Jenga. We had skit night the other night to kind of close out camp, so each group kind of put together a skit. It was kind of a coach's roast, which was really funny, but we blocked out time in camp, so it wasn't just all football. It was opportunities to just kind of grow with one another.
Set. Good, there you go, Chris.
They are super excited. We've got a rally call that's kind of started as we close out camp into this week, and it's simply beat Madonna. That's been our team's greeting in the morning. If they were to say thank you for something, they're gonna say beat Madonna. You sneeze instead of saying bless you, beat Madonna. So it's pretty cool, but it's a big game. It's our program's first night game. This is our next opportunity to have our first conference win, which to me is massive. You know, it would be great to start off the season 1-0 and then 1-0 in our conference.
DBU on 2, DBU on 2, 1, 2. DBU. Here we go, stay here, inside run, 20 yards.
Madonna, they're a great program. You kind of track them. There are two programs that kind of started right around the same time. We recruit the same young men rather in many occasions. So we see them on the recruiting trail quite often. We got great respect for Coach Haygood and his staff there and the young men they have within their program. It'll be a great night. Keys to success. One, again, will be for us to play a clean game. You know, we want to play smart, intelligent football. That's the first thing. I have a saying that I love to go by is great effort erases mistakes. So we're going to make some mistakes, but if we're playing with that fanatical effort and great effort, I think that'll erase a lot of those mistakes. Two, we definitely need to rush the football. We want to outrush our opponent. You know, we want to run the ball, and we definitely want to stop the rush on the other side of the ball there. That's going to be key. And then the special teams is a great element of the game that we take a lot of pride in. So we want to protect the ball, you know, get great field position, flip the field when needed, and possess the ball and take the ball away. Those would be the areas I think that if we do those things, I think we can be successful.
It's always a breath of fresh air to see smiling new faces around LTU campus, so let's meet another new one in today's Freshman Spotlight.
My name's Sarah Marasco. I'm a freshman and I'm a nursing major. My favorite TV show is Grey's Anatomy. I honestly don't know why. It's just like I watch it all the time. I started watching with my friends and they got me hooked on it. My celebrity crush is Chris Hemsworth because I love Thor. My favorite place to shop is probably PacSun because I just like all their clothes there. My favorite thing to eat on a cheat day is definitely mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese. I could eat it every single day.
Very nice meeting that Blue Devil, and now we're going to take a break to get a message from our sponsors, but stay right where you are because we'll be back after this.
If you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Technological University wants you to recruit yourself. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including its newest additions, competitive cheer and dance, esports, women's hockey, and men's and women's track and field. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
Welcome back into LTU Sports Report. Before the break, we got to see the women's volleyball team practicing. Now let's get a taste of soccer action as the women's team had this season's home opener, and we also squeak in a Get to Know You segment. Hello, Blue Devil hockey fans, and welcome into the LTU studio for this Inside LTU Hockey interview. I'm your host, Dylan Morello, former LTU hockey player and alumni here today. I'm joined by the offensive weapon himself, LTU hockey D1 player Blake Heyer. Blake, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
So you're the offensive weapon. You're here at LTU. Just tell us why you came to Lawrence Tech.
Engineering is mainly what I was interested in. My dad's an engineer. And then they have a good hockey program here where I didn't have to pay, and it seemed like more of a better experience than other teams. So I had a mix of the hockey and the academics, so thought it was a good fit.
So at LTU, what other amenities, off the ice does it have, whether it be, working out or even the training staff?
Yeah, so working out, like I'm always at either the Riddler Fieldhouse or the East Gym.
Okay.
Those facilities are nice. And then we have our trainer, Mike, who's very knowledgeable. Anytime, you tweak a little shoulder, whether it's an actual injury or something just bothering you, Mike always helps out.
All right, so LTU, it offers really 6 times out of the 7 days a week you can be on the ice, 2 games, 4 practices. How does it help you grow as a player?
Yeah, I remember freshman year, I skated every day for 4 weeks straight. The practices were great. You get a mix of all different types of players, so you really learn how to compete and play with one another. And we're always grinding at practices, so we definitely improve. And then the games, that's where the fun begins. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, 6 times definitely grew as a player since high school for sure. Tell us about the team atmosphere, and really that brotherhood or family. Yeah, I think that's one thing that makes LTU unique compared to other schools. Talk about like Adrian, they don't seem as close, especially between the 2 teams, as LTU does. Main camp is a huge factor. Everyone gets to know each other. And the brotherhood's just part of LTU hockey. So yeah, everyone's very close, and I'll have some lifelong friends for sure. Awesome. Well, Blake, thanks for joining me today. Yeah, thank you for having me. All right, so there you have it, LTU fans. Big thanks once again to Blake for joining me today. I'm Dylan Morello, and thank you for watching this Inside LTU Hockey interview.
I'm Rafa Mendez, and this is Mike. We are in the tennis team, and I want to know a funny story.
A funny story I have with you is when we first met, we talk a little differently because of our accents, and I would say when something's cool or exciting, I would say, "No way." And the first time you said it, you go, "No way, no way." So now every time I say "no way," I go, "No way." So that's pretty funny to me. A piece of advice that I've gotten so far, it was the day I got here. 2 of my siblings told me to don't kill yourself over all of your work, because it's going to be okay in the end, and you don't want to stress yourself out and make yourself miserable.
What was your first impression seeing me playing tennis?
I got super nervous because we're both freshmen, and I was like, oh, Rafa's way better than me already. And when you hit your forehand shot and that topspin kicked in, I was pretty nervous, but I think you're a great tennis player. So,
Mike, what are you most looking for this season?
I would have to say just the camaraderie between the team. Obviously competing. I want to win with each other, become brothers, play with each other. So that's my most exciting part.
That's a wrap on today's LTU Sports Report. We hope you enjoyed the show. Once again, I'm your host, Dylan Morello, and be sure to follow LTU Athletics on social media for more videos, photos, and articles. You can also listen to our Blue Devils In-Depth podcast on Spotify, Apple, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's been a blast for everyone here in the studio. We will see you next time right here on the LTU Sports Report.